Today we cry, but tomorrow we rise. Sing along. The words are simply, today we cry, but tomorrow we rise. Today we cry, but tomorrow we rise. You'll hear when that comes back in a moment. Oh, we rise to go high when the world is gone low, to put back the pieces which seem scattered so. For kindness to matter, not misplaced righteousness. For yes, all lives matter, though some not enough. So we rise. We rise. Today we cry, but tomorrow we rise. Oh, today we cry, but tomorrow we rise. Oh, we rise for the mother whose pain they don't know. For her road to travel, yes, her choice alone. Families in fear of ripped away dreams. For those standing boldly by rocks and by streams. Oh, rise. We rise. Today we cry, tomorrow we rise. Oh, today we cry, tomorrow we rise. Oh, we rise like the trees of the grass and the trunk. We rise for the bees and the sweet trumpet love. Oh, we rise for the child who hasn't enough. Oh, we rise for two people that just want love. Oh, we rise. We rise. Today we cry, tomorrow we rise. Oh, today we cry, tomorrow we rise. Oh, we rise. Oh, we
And so we begin this celebration as we always do with spiritual mind treatment, which is our word and summative prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes and listen and know that these are the words that are meant to be spoken and inspire today. So I know just as the sun rises every morning, like clockwork, God is always present in every moment, in every condition and situation. I know God's light, God's truth, God's beauty, God's comfort, God's celebration is right here, right now, right where I am, right as I am, knowing that infinite awareness, divine inspiration are ready to be experienced and enjoyed. And so I speak this word for myself and each one here, knowing that the illumination of God's divine wisdom carries us through this time together. I know that there is inspiration, I know there is wisdom, I know there is joy throughout this entire time together. For as we come together in spirit, we come together knowing a great idea for ourselves and for the entire world. And so I bless our time together. I call it good, I call it holy, I call it celebratory. And with gratitude I say, as I release into universal law, and so it is. Amen.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Morristown, a vibrant community where love, joy, and inclusivity are at the heart of everything we do. Here, we honor the unique journey of every soul. Together, we create an atmosphere of openness and love where every person is seen, valued, accepted just as they are. I am Kathy Ronka, a member of the Leadership Council here at CSLM. Thank you for joining us, whether you're here in person or watching us on live stream or checking us out at a later time. We are so happy that you are part of this journey of shared wisdom, light, and transformation. If this is your first time with us, we welcome you and invite you to get a welcome packet and complete a new visitor form so we can include you in our future events happening at the center. For all of you, we publish a weekly newsletter through Constant Contact. If you are not already signed up, please do so in back. You can also visit us at our website, which is cslmmorristown.org. We are thrilled to welcome back Carol Crittenden as our musician today. Carol will have some of her music available in the back after the celebration. Our practitioner today is Gail Bernardo, who will also be available for express treatments after our service today. And we are honored to welcome our guest speaker, Theo Tilton, and happy to welcome back home. Theo Tilton is a spiritual teacher and coach specializing in spiritual mind treatment, affirmation, and quantum mind shifting, an approach that blends the principles of science of mind with accessible insights from quantum physics. He is an international best-selling author of the Practice Method, 30-Day Blueprint for Living Your Extraordinary Life, and Quantum Mind Shifting, Harnessing the Power of Your Words to Leap Consciousness and Manifest Like a Pro. He is also a human design expert who helps people align their energy, purpose, and decision-making with how they're uniquely designed. Theo is a former practitioner with the Centers for Spiritual Living and is passionate about making spiritual principles practical, transformational, and usable in everyday life. Welcome, Theo. Welcome home, Theo. Our 2026 CSL theme is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. Our monthly theme for May is Divine Doubt. Theo's topic today is Design by Spirit, Human Design, Quantum Proof, and the Practice of Living on Purpose. So we will begin with a Namaste practice. So everyone put your hands up. We will begin the practice. Namaste is a Sanskrit word meaning the divinity in me honors and celebrates the divinity in you. Please turn to those around you and offer a Namaste greeting as you bow.
timer, so I make sure I'm on time. That wasn't the case coming. All right. Well, welcome. So it's been a while since I've been in this building. And it's just pretty interesting. I'm like memorizing the energy that's happening inside of me. And I see all friendly faces and some very new ones. How many don't know me? That's great. Love it. Thank you. Thank you for being here. So I think the last time I was here was 4 years ago. And it was right after the transition of leaving Mount Kimball and coming to here. And of course, I was a practitioner. And I had wrote an international best-selling book, and I was doing a book tour, and then the practitionership started to, I don't want to say get in the way, but it was something that was like an additional duty, and I went on sabbatical. And then during the sabbatical, I wrote another book. And so the same thing happened all over again. And so I've been kind of on hiatus, so to speak, for the last 3 years from practitioner duty. But I was here for 8 years doing that, and I was in this community for 18 years.
Wow.
And this community changed my life. The day before I came here, I was almost killed by my partner. And I was sharing, and I don't see her here. Does anybody know Dawn Jasperback? And anyway, so Dawn was a member here, and I saw her in town, and I just saw the movie The Secret, and I was like, I wonder why, how did I possibly attract this person into my life and almost get killed? And she says, you need to come to the center that I go to. She heard the word attract. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there's a place for me. And I sat in the back row and I literally cried the whole time. Because me going to church up until that point, I was going to hell every Sunday. Right? How many of you are recovering Catholics or recovering Baptists? Right? Or even synagogue, or recovering Jews. You know? Well, today we're going to talk about something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about something called human design. Did anybody know what human design is? That's great. Not that many. I love it. So we got some newbies in there. So, how many of you have attempted to do manifestation and it seems like you're pushing a boulder uphill? Like, it's like just challenging sometimes, right? It's like, why won't this happen? And you find yourself being in that space of struggle. Has anybody ever been in that place? Yeah, feel it. Yeah. And how many of us have ever had that moment where like you manifest and it's like effortless and you just show up and it's like boom, and it just happens? Anybody? Yeah, another few hands. How many don't know what the hell I'm talking about? Well, there might be a reason. See, Ernest Holmes talks about you are who you think you are. Change your thinking. Change your life. And it's based on the practices of Jesus. Jesus says the answer is in the prayer. Speak and pray as though it has already happened, as though it's already done. So there was a formula already given. Now, one of the things that Ernest Holmes really didn't know at the time, because nobody knew it at the time, because human design is a new phenomenon since the 1970s. There was a man named Ra Uru who was on a party bender in Ibiza, Spain, and almost died. And he was like, I gotta stop this, I can't be an addict anymore. And he decided to lock himself in a hotel room somewhere for 7 days and detox on his own. And he woke up and there was a manuscript. He had, during that time, he thought he was hallucinating and that he was going through some type of tremendous withdrawal. And he was being spoken to. And literally, it was his handwriting. And it was this enormous manuscript that came out of him. And it was called Human Bodygraph, something, whatever. And so it's what's now today called human design. Now in human design, there are energy types, and based on those energy types, you manifest differently. So if you're a manifester, you manifest exactly the way it sounds. You speak and it happens. You speak and you act and it happens. Then there's something called generators. Now, there's a high likelihood that 70% of you are generators. Now that's because generators are the workhorse of the planet. They literally create everything. They created the Eiffel Tower, they created the pyramids, they created the Empire State Building. Generators are the worker bees of the planet. That's why there's so many of us. So I'm going to talk to you today about how our energy type lines up to the teaching of science of mind and how we can use that technology to manifest more easily, more effortlessly. How does that sound?
Good.
Very good. And now I'm going off memory because literally my computer died. So we're going to
You got it.
Isn't that wonderful? And then after the talk, I'm going to do like a meditation practice to really anchor it in. All right. Now, how do we anchor things here? Do we know what's the surefire way of anchoring things in this teaching, in our teaching here? Affirmation. What else? Treatments. Anything else? Affirmative prayer. Meditation. Anything else? Practice. Visioning. I'm waiting for the one word to show up. Anybody else? Who, what? Gratitude. Gratitude is the anchor. It's why it's part of the treatment. So you're doing a 5-step treatment, that 4th step is gratitude. The 5th step is easy. Okay, I'll let it go. See you later. Like the 5th step, but it's the anchor is the gratitude. Gratitude in what? Forgiveness, gratitude in about the prayer specifically. Receiving. It's already happened.
Yeah, knowing that it's up.
Knowing that it's already so. Like, I'm so grateful. What would it be like if that life that I just described already happened? How grateful would you be? So we're going to do a gratitude connection meditation practice. All right. So you want to learn about human design? Does everybody have notes and pens? So, based on when you were born, you were given an encoding. A lot of people don't believe this stuff. I didn't believe it either. Anybody said anything astrological to me, I was like, yes. I know when I practice this woo-woo, but that's really woo-woo. Right? You're telling me the stars have something to do with it? All right? Until I started to notice a pattern in myself. Because someone told me my design. Whatever. Science of mind, I know better, right? And I didn't believe it. For about a year, I didn't believe it. And then things started to happen, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second. That's part of my design. Let me learn more. So I studied human design for about 3 years. And I started doing readings, and I started doing expos, and I started teaching from the stage, and I started having clients specifically for human design, and I've done over 450 human design readings. Only one of them has come back incorrect. And they called me 3 months later and said, I'm so sorry that I told you it was wrong. My mother just died, and on her deathbed, she told me I was adopted. So the information I gave you was incorrect. I found the right information. Can we do it again? I did it again, and it was 100% correct. It's pretty wild, yeah. So, and I met my partner through human design. Sorry to put you out on that. Our first date, I was like, I need your birthday, birth time. He was like, oh God. What does it say? So it says we should be married. So, there are 5 human design energy types. They line up to the auras. So anybody knows about aura work, all right? There's 5 ancient systems that compose human design. Astrology, the I Ching. Anybody know the I Ching? Okay, those are all the gates, right? If you're familiar with gene keys or gates and like that, it lines up to that. It lines up to the Kabbalah. It lines up to auras and Hindu chakra system. But instead of 7, because original Hindu has 11 chakras, and they only talk about the 7 that are in the body, but there's actually 9, which is the head, the ajna, the throat, the heart, the spleen, the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. Right, so there's 9 chakras. Now those systems merge together, and they create an energy type. Here's 5 types: generator, manifesting generator, manifester, projector, and the most rare, the reflector. I want to talk a little bit about the reflector, because it's so rare and it's so interesting. A reflector cannot make any decisions in their life unless they wait an entire moon cycle. They have to literally wait for the moon to reset in order for them to make a decision. Does anybody, so for those of you that raised your hands that knew human design, do you know what your designs are?
Yeah,
What is it?
mental projector.
You're ooh. You're a mental projector. Wow, that's you'll learn about that. Okay.
Yeah.
So mental. So you need to be impressed upon by the world and the mentalness of having conversations and things with the group.
Well, I was told that it's very close to reflector.
Yeah, it is very close to reflector because it's an outside authority. So there's authorities inside of human design too. Authorities are the thing that cause you to make decisions in life. 90% of the time, what are we using to make a decision? Our head. And it's not the place to use the decision, right? So your head is an information supply engine. So it gives you information, and then you let your authority, whatever human design says your authority is, you use the information to pull into that authority center and then wait for a response. So for people who are emotional, you might have solar plexus as your emotional authority. Now anybody have good on waves of emotion? Really high, really low, sometimes melancholy or depression, or super excited. Right? And then there's a wave, and it's a huge wave, and then it flattens out, and it goes like stagnant for a while, right? So people who have emotional authority almost always have some type of secondary authority, like sacral or spleen, and they have to wait for that emotion to go away. They have to wait for it to go flat, and then they can listen to the other authority. Now, for those of you who are generators, that's automatic. No kidding, automatic sacral authority, unless you're an emotional generator. Sacral authority, how many of you have gotten some kind of gut response to something, like, and it says, no way, it has you really withdraw? Chances are you're a generator. It literally will vibrate, it'll make a noise, and it'll move your body. You'll back up, right? Or if it says, you'll hear the yes, and you'll lean forward. So has anybody had that kind of response when they hear things? Yeah. So there's a high likelihood that you might be a generator. Now, there is something called the manifester. Now you might be thinking, that's exactly what this teaching is all about. It's not true. Manifester is about initiation. I got a great idea. Go do it. Like literally, you are the hands and feet. Now, if you're a manifester and a generator combo, this is one of the most powerful combinations to have. They're called the superheroes of the human design world. Because you have the power to just instantly think and create, and also do the work to build it. Whereas the generators are here to listen to the world, respond to it, wait to see where work is needed, and we jump in and help. How many of you are really service oriented and you always find yourself jumping in to help? Yeah. Even if you're resisting it. Because we might resist it, right? Now, chances are you're in the generator pack. Now, you probably keep hearing this, generator. Well, that's because 70% of humanity is a generator of some shape or form. Very rare is reflector. Very rare is projector. But you might also be a projector. Now, projector are very service-oriented. Here's the challenge with being a projector. You have to be invited into life. How many of you have done something, you've help this person out, you help them out, and then anger comes at you? Or better, like, why the hell did you do that? I didn't ask you. You weren't invited. How many of you have had that? Now, if you've demonstrated that behavior, there's a high likelihood that you might be a projector, especially if it happens frequently. Yeah, you have to really think about family relationships where you're constantly stepping in and then getting anger as a response, or bitterness from someone else. It's a repeated pattern. When you start to see these repeated patterns, it's because you have a projection. You're projecting out into the world. Your service, and it's not wanted, right? It has to be invited. There's two ways to be invited. You're either like, hey, you're really good at this. Can I invite you in and you can help me? Yeah, sure. You say yes. Or, Gail, you're so good at XYZ. Can you help me with XYZ? And she has the ability to say yes. So it's either you're being acknowledged for a talent or a skill, or you're literally someone saying, I invite you. Two different ways. How does this impact us in our manifestations? Now, in science of mind, you're literally taught, all right, there's a situation I'm in. I want it to be a different way. This is the outcome I'm looking to create. And we literally just start speaking it, right? Like, oh, I want abundance. Okay. My checking account, I want to be $1 million. Right? You start you start creating it through language. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. And then you're grateful for it. And how many of us have done something like that and then it doesn't happen? Right. Now chances are it's because it's not that the technology of spiritual measurement doesn't work. It absolutely 100% works. It has everything to do with how your energy type is supposed to respond to what's coming at you. So, if you're a generator, you are designed to respond, to look and observe and respond to what's happening. It's the only type that has that. So, in the Science of Mind teaching, it's directly speaking to generators. It's not talking about projectors. It's not talking about manifestors. And it's not talking about reflectors. That's a good 35% of the population that it's not talking to. those other design types manifest differently. So they can still speak and they can still create, except if they're a projector, they need to wait to be invited into the opportunity. You can't just see it and act. Because if they see it and act, they're going to get resistance from the other side. If they're a reflector, they have to see it, wait for a whole moon cycle. Wait for a whole moon cycle, and then see if their same attraction to the thing that's coming at them is still present. If the attraction to it is not present, it's not meant for them. They're not supposed to have it. So as you can see that there's different ways to do this. Now, how many of you are falling into this thing of like, Theo, I really do not know if I believe what you're saying. Good, good. We love skeptics. How many of you were skeptics when you first walked into our Centers for Spiritual Living? Raise your hand. Yeah, exactly. And you were proven incorrect. Yeah. Well, I want to talk about the law for a second. So I'm going to do a call and response. I'm going to say, the law says, and you're going to say the word yes. Okay? The law says.
Yes.
The law says.
Yes.
Yes.
The law says.
Yes.
The law says.
Yes.
So regardless of how we impress upon the law says.
Yes.
So, what you believe to be true is your personal law.
Your personal what?
Your personal law. You are made in the image and the likeness of the Creator itself. The created. The Creator. The all that is. It has a triune nature to it. It has the soul, or no, that has the thought, the consciousness. It has the medium, the law, the soil. And it has the body, the manifested visual universe, the three-part nature, the triune nature of God, the universe. But that's also you. You have a physical body, so you are manifested, incarnate. And there's a law that's also you. And there's a consciousness, which is also you. And so we have to look at what we are impressing into our own law. What are we saying yes to? What are some of the things that are kind of deconstructive in your life that have been present, that you'd rather not be there? And in a weird way, you're still saying yes to it. Because if you weren't, it wouldn't be there. So there's a part of us that keeps things around in the existence of our manifested life because we keep saying yes to it. The moment we say, it can start to repel. The challenge is that we don't know anything about our own human design. And so this is where the secret lies. If you understand what your human design is, it will give you more inside hidden power to access your own internal law so that those things that are happening, they can now no longer be part of your experience. Can I get amen? How does that sound? Does that sound fantastic?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we talked about the energy types. We talked a little bit about the authorities. Now, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the authorities because it behooves to understand them. We already heard one of them over here, mental authority. Mental means the world is impressing on you something, and you have to listen to the world and look and be around it. It's where you are best to have a group conversation around the decision making that you need to do in your life. So if you have a big decision, oh my God, I have this great opportunity, I need to move to California, I don't know what to do. Talk about it amongst your friends. right? That's what a mental authority is. Lunar authority is, we already talked about that. You have to wait for a moon cycle. And if I was to say show raise of hands, now none of you really know your human design, but there's a high likelihood that none of you are reflectors, because it's less than 1% of the population. That means if there was 100 people in this room, only one of you would raise your hand. Right? So it's very highly likely that none of you are reflectors.
What about mental projectors?
Projectors, about 20% of the population. Mental projector, a little lower, like 10%. Yeah, so pretty special. Now there's something called self-projected. Fascinating. I love meeting self-projected people. Now just listening to what that sounds like, self-projected, what do you think it means? Anybody?
Putting yourself out there
Yes, but in what way?
in a positive way.
In a positive way? Using what mechanism?
Personality.
What?
Creating yourself through projecting out there, like.
Yes, and how do we project as people? We're doing it right now.
We
Talk.
speak.
We speak. So self-projectors, I love self-projectors because I'm like, all you have to do, Sully, is talk to yourself. Yeah. So if you have self-projection as your authority, you literally have to hear yourself say it. You can't think it. You literally have to hear it come out of your mouth and wrap around into your ears, and you have to hear it to yourself. That's self-projected. Now, if you have spleen authority, spleen is very intuition-driven. How many of you have driven down the street and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you're like, I should turn left and go here, and all of a sudden you get instructions to do something. Anybody ever had that? So your spleen might be turned on in your chart, because it literally is instructional, and it's like this, and like this, and like this. And if you don't respond to the instructions, it's fleeting. It just disappears in the moment. So it's a one and done, right? Now you might remember it, but the best way for a person who is splenic, they write it down. Let me write it down. It's a great idea. Let me write it down. So you have to write everything down as a splenic. Now, if you're sacral, it's that whole lean forward, lean back, that's what that does. Your whole life should be done in yes or no questions. You want to know how to make a decision? Say, hey, can you please reformulate that as a yes or no question? And you're going to get a good response. You'll feel it. Now, for somebody who is a solar plexus, you have to wait for that wave, right? That energy wave, the emotion. But there's something even more unique, right? Is that you have this mental, you can have a mental reflector. So it's the rarest combination where you need to have a group, you need to have a council of people that you go to all the time. You have to meet, and then you have to wait 30 days, and you have to meet again. Now, how many think would that be like the biggest pain in the ass ever? Right? I want to buy a new car. Hold on, gotta gather my friends together, talk about it, and then wait 30 days and do it again. It's not good. So, what is your big curiosity? I just want to see some hands raised up. What are some curious things that you're getting out of what I'm saying today?
I wanna know what I am.
Yeah.
You want to know what you want? Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
When you're going in the right direction and you're manifesting, but you just have psychological, habitual habits that you know are running your background.
Yeah. Oh, like what is that? Or how do you handle it?
How do you handle it?
Okay, good. So, when you're born, your circuitry has something called openness or undefinedness in your chart. It's where the universe, and it's where the stars and astrology, and it's where humans can impress conditioning into you. Parents, grandparents, clergy, school, college, your work, right? They can impress you're not doing it right the way, you're just supposed to do it this way, you're wrong, and all of a sudden you start to learn patterns, right? But when you're doing those patterns, you're doing them from a place of conditioning, you're not doing it from the place of natural talent. Those are the areas that get impacted from the negative patterns, traumas, and anything that occurs from childhood, it gets stuck into these things. Now, there's something called the not self versus the signature self. The signature self is you're doing everything A-OK, 100% in alignment with your design, and no problems. I'm gonna die happy, right? The not self is where 90% of humans are, right? So the not self is all the conditioning. So there's a high likelihood that a lot of us, even with all of our training, we fall into patterns. And those patterns are in the not self. Now, there is a warning system in your human design, and each energy type has its own. So, and they're based on feeling. So if you're a generator and you feel satisfaction in anything that you're doing in your life, you're in alignment. If you experience frustration, how many have experienced frustration? You experience frustration, whether it's at you or from you. So people can be frustrated with you, right? So if you experience frustration, chances are you are in alignment with your not self. You're not in alignment with your design. Now for the projector, it's the feeling of success. I feel really successful. Or the opposite, which is the warning signal, the little turn engine light on comes on and says, something very bitter is starting to swell within you. You start to get bitter, short, snippy, or people do that towards you. They get short with you, or they get bitter with you. Bitter towards you, rather. That's the warning signal that something is off in your design, that you're not operating in your design. What's the next one? Manifesting generator. Manifesting generator, so they're part generator, so they feel success, they feel achievement, success, achievement, and they also feel peace. So how many of you have felt peace before? I'm sure we've all felt peace. Right after your meditation, you feel peace, right? Why do you think you feel peace after a meditation? Because you're more energetically aligned to your authenticity. That's why. And so, what do you think? What's the opposite of peace? Chaos. What else?
Anxiety.
Anxiety, anger, right? Disruption. So if you are in the not self as a manifestor or a manifesting generator, you're going to experience anger, or anger is coming at you, like rage coming at you. Which one did I forget? Reflector. Reflector is if you are in alignment, your indicator is going to feel calm. It's going to feel curiosity, playfulness. Like you get really curious, playful. But if you're in the not self, you're going to experience disappointment. Like, really? This again. So based on your design, and if you're in alignment with it, you're going to feel one spectrum, which is my signature energetic alignment. And if I'm outside of that alignment, I get the warning bells and the whistles. So back to your point, Vashi. It's like, if you're feeling those things like, oh God, I'm so frustrated, I'm feeling so bitter, I'm feeling so angry, well, chances are that's a warning bell that you're not in alignment with your design. Does that answer your question? Yeah. One last question. Anybody else? Go ahead.
You got me here in a place that it's like I know, but at the same token I don't know. So it's like see myself above all of what you say.
Yeah.
See more like the genesis, like the originator, that is this person that give, that I'm the giver, right? So give me in a position that I'm above, like it's experiencing this spirit of me, to make it happen for the others. But I'm about the chaos that generates to them. So I feel trapped, because I know mine is already there, I know theirs is there, But in order to make it happen, it's like I am the sparks that generates the thing that gonna make sure be a vehicle to make it happen. So I got trapped in the whole chaos from the others.
Yes.
So when I gonna have that time for me to just take what I know is there, that I get trapped in the chaos that my sin happen in the others, that sometimes I even feel the stealing of the energy, the anger that is coming out of me, that they take me away from that space
Oh, 100%.
that I am.
Yes. Yeah, but if you are trapped in the kind of the not self paradigm, I'll call it a paradigm, right? It's kind of like this vicious loop, and it spirals,
And just say,
right?
bits.
And it creates your own internal chaos, right? But here's the paradox. There's a paradox around it, is that there's a power within you, power to create. And so all that power of chaos is getting directed to the chaos. And so it creates even more chaos, right? It literally takes you to like, all right, let me step out of the chaos. Let me bring myself back to the center. Let me meditate. Let me do affirmations. Let me visualize. Let me calm down the internal chaos, right? So then I'm now in alignment with my true authentic design, myself. And now let me create newly, brand new, like a whole new foundation. And all of a sudden, the power gets dismantled from the chaos, and it can vanish. It can still be there, and it'll just be out of your experience, or it will literally disappear. Make sense?
You are so awesome.
And we really need to do our practice.
And you are moving forward into your next.
Yes, I am. She's keeping me on track. And I just saw this go to 0, so I'm like. All right, take a deep breath. Get comfortable. Close your eyes. In your mind, say yes. In your mind, say yes. In your mind, open up your arms and your legs, just in your mind. You don't have to physically do it. Just imagine opening up completely. Like as if you're ready to receive the biggest hug you have ever received. And breathe deeply. And feel the embrace of the universe, wrapping its warm, comforting, protective arms around you. And take a deep breath again. And feel it and say yes. There's something inside of you so big, so powerful, so abundant and blessed and whole and complete, exactly the way that it is right now. And it says yes. It says yes to you. It's constantly saying yes to you. This feeling of peace and tranquility this feeling, this warm embrace is always available. It's never letting go. And from this place, you hear a whisper. A whisper that comes into your ear, and it tells you something magnificent about yourself. Just listen. What does it say? And when you receive it, say thank you. Thank you for the message. Thank you for the embrace. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for letting me create the life that I choose to express. Let that gratitude fill up inside of you. And know that everything that you got a glimpse of today, whether it's new or something you've heard before, that it begins to anchor itself into your life, so that it reveals your enormous power that is already within. We're going to do 3 conscious breaths. Inhale for 5 seconds. Count of 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale naturally. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Thank you very much. At the end, I will be, I brought my books with me, and so after service, I'll be setting up a little table over here. I can sign my books. If you brought a copy of, if you had it in the past, I can sign the one that you already have with you. And I also have the ability to set up human design sessions if you should choose to do that. Thank you so much. It's so great to be back here. I'll be here. I'll come to your first hour.
Close my eyes and I through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams of the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build, every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night we lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. Every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
It is time for us to celebrate our abundance. We believe in the spiritual law of correspondence that says, as you give, so shall you receive. There are many ways to give here at the center. We appreciate all our volunteers who give their time and talents. We also appreciate those who give from their financial abundance. This time in our celebration, we will pass the basket where you can give your monetary gift today. You can also give on our website, cslmorristown.org, or through PayPal or Venmo. There's QR codes out in the back, which many of you have committed to or already used, and we thank you. Please join me to affirm our abundance and bless our gifts. Divine love consecrates my gift.
Divine love consecrates my gift.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless.
As I give my good,
As I give my good,
I receive my greater good.
I receive my greater good.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Okay, so we have a lot of things going on here at the center, and it's just absolutely wonderful, all the opportunities we have to be part of this blessed community. After service today, Theo will be having a book signing. On Wednesday mornings, we have a meditation with our own Jean Lee. It's virtual, and it goes from May 6th to June 24th, from 9:30 to 10 o'clock. And it's information in the back. Please join us next Sunday on Mother's Day, May 10th, for an outing to Frelinghuysen Arboretum. It's only 15 minutes away, and it's in Morristown. And we will explore the formal gardens, the meadows, the trails, and the spring bowls, and it's free entry. Also, we are having a table at the Brook Fest, Festival of Music, Arts and Crafts, happening right across the street on May 30th. We are collecting donations of books to sell in order to attract people to our tent. Kindly bring in any books you no longer want and drop them. There's a box outside outside the hallway. Thank you, and come visit us on May 30th. It'll be lots of fun. And our last discussion group, so that way you plan, will be on May 31st, and it will be facilitated by our own Lori Carlson. So it happens right after social hour. So please come and join us. And we have summer softening with Kat Roman, Sunday, June 7th, from 1:15 to 2:30, right here at Brookside. And please join us, and there's a QR code that you can join and have registration. And the May and June books are here at SOM magazines, so there are $11.95, and it's a double issue. So please, if you would like, we can place your money in the box. And we have our final treatment from Theo.
What a blessing to be here. Let's all close our eyes and gather together and know that the words that are spoken right here, right now, you can repeat them for yourself or simply just know that they are yours. I know that there is something enormously big, infinitely large. It is omnipresent, it is omnipotent, it is omniscient and all-knowing. It fills every single space and crevice of the universe, and those spaces and crevices include me. I am one with this source. There is no place where this source is not. So it must indeed be who and what I am. And from that place, this community, I know that this community is so deeply blessed. I share a special word of health, of wealth, of growth and expansion for this community, Centers for Spiritual Living, Morristown. Knowing that as each and every single week where everyone gathers to nourish and to expand one's own consciousness as an individualized expression, they do so from a place of authenticity and integrity and responsibility for what they'd love to see out in the world. And so the world responds with a resounding yes. The living, loving law says yes. I say yes. We say yes as a community. And so thank you. Thank you for all the opportunities that come our way for our greatest growth and yet to be. Thank you for the growth and expansion that is already happening. Thank you for the growth and expansion that is yet to come. It is done. I now release and let it go and surrender this word over to a living, loving law that I know only says yes. And the universe is now aligning and conspiring to this very word to make it so. And so it is.
And so it is.
I just want to thank you all for being here today. May you have a blessed day and a beautiful week. Please join us next week. Our guest speaker will be Lori Carlson and music by Grace and Nuremberg. And please join us for social hour right after the service. But first you can visit Theo at his table. Once again, thank you, Theo and Carol and
I know you know this one. Please come along. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got love like an ocean. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got love like an ocean. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul.
and if anyone would like treatment up here,